Okay, well, welcome everybody. This is our May edition of the High Vibe Tribe group video book review. And I invite members of the Mind, Body, Spirit Network and other high vibe triber types, healers or visionaries or whatever, people that want to elevate your consciousness and make you feel better about things, come in to share one of their favorite reads. And it's typically on the topics of mind, body, spirit, personal development, stuff like that, enlightenment. And my name is Liz Garcia. I am founder of the Mind, Body, Spirit Network and host of High Vibe Tribe TV and our book reviews. So today we're going to start off with one of our members, Miss Cheryl Murphy. Cheryl, why don't you tell us what you have to share today?
Thank you so much for having me. One of my favorite books of all times is written by Nancy Meyers. It is called Entering the Light Fantastic. And what this is about is Nancy, a good friend of mine, unfortunately, her son passed away, and this is how she started on her spiritual path. But this book talks about how her son communicates with her through showing her light or showing her images. You know those balls of light that we see around each other? It's sitting on our shoulder, or some people will have a ball of light at their feet when you take that photograph. Those are orbs, and Nancy talks about in this book what an orb is. It's a being of light. It's what spirit uses to communicate with us. So it could be our loved ones, it could be a messenger, a guide. But I love Nancy Meyers. This is a great book. It talks about her life of her having loss in her life and how she comes upon being an orb medium. So even today, she travels around the country in demonstrations, taking pictures of people and showing them whose loved ones are around them by showing them the light that's around them.
Cool. So,
Thank you.
So she can actually speak to those orbs that are around them, right?
She has developed a communication with her son who's passed over. And now Nancy has a particular camera that she uses. She's in contact with spirit a lot. And this is how she's able to help us realize that our loved ones are around us.
All right. So Cheryl, why don't you tell us what your experience is, because you didn't really share that, and this is kind of how it will make sense.
You know, in my work as a psychic medium, because I do this work also, but Nancy's actually taken pictures of me, or in our demonstrations, she has shown me my loved ones around me in these centers of light, or centers of, when we have love in our heart, our loved ones are all around us, and they show us these messages in different ways.
Cool. So I want to share a quick story about orbs. So Cheryl Murphy and I did an interview together, and we shared it on YouTube. And I don't remember what the topic was, but someone commented and said, "Hey, did you see that orb of light?" And I'm like, "No." So I went back, and she said, on the video, she said, "Go look at X minute, 3 seconds, whatever." And when I go to it, I see this white orb of light like pop out of the flower vase. Did you go look at that shit?
I did. I saw that. I remember that now. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
I remember that video. It's still on my website, and people can see it. But yeah, that's how spirit lets us know that they're there, right? They appear in these light forms.
I love that. All right. Thank you, Cheryl. Deborah, let's start with you. You're next, my dear. I got to unmute you, though. Or can you unmute you? I'm not hearing you. All right. There we go.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. Hi, my name is Deborah Edwards from Grateful Om. I teach mindfulness and meditation and Ayurveda. I was trained at the Chopra Center. I'm a Chopra Center certified perfect health instructor. And the book that I am going to be talking about today is actually Perfect Health by Deepak Chopra. And what I love about this book, and one of the reasons why I recommend this so highly for people to get the basics and an understanding of Ayurveda. And what it does is that beautifully lays out, Deepak and David Simon beautifully lay out the tenets of Ayurveda and the scientific proof in an understandable way of the mind-body connection that allows us to connect with our pure consciousness, to be aware of it, and to actually heal ourselves through the mind-body connection. So the name is Perfect Health, and the author is Deepak Chopra.
Thank you so much, Deborah. And Deborah is a certified Chopra certified Perfect Health instructor, right, Deborah?
You got it.
Excellent. And you can find Deborah on our Mind, Body, Spirit Network. She's one of our premier members. You can find her. And we'll have this book review on one of our blogs. You can come back and see the review and get links to the books that we're all sharing here today. All right. How about Maci? You're up.
Hi.
Hello, my dear.
So my name is Maci Matarazzo, and I am the founder of the Love Advantage, which I work with single women who really want to be in a meaningful, connected relationship, but have fears or insecurities or past heartbreaks that are interrupting the process for them to allow a relationship to show up. And my book is called Goodbye Hurt and Pain. And I chose this because I've been studying with the author, Dr. Deb Sandella, for the last year in her process. And what I love about this is it's all about how our imagination is connected to our subconscious and how we can heal and release and let go of things by accessing our imagination through our body. And so in this book, she shares a lot of amazing stories of people who have healed from pain, emotional or physical, through this amazing process. And I've always had this intuitive way anyway of wanting to work with my imagination and creativity. And this has really put science behind it for me.
Nice.
Which is a really awesome thing. So
are you taking an online course with this author or something?
No, I work with her live, and the process is actually called RIM or RIM therapy.
Oh.
And so the other cool thing about this book is she has a couple exercises that you can do for yourself in it to move energy and change your reality, really.
Oh, nice. Cool. Thank you so much, Maci. Appreciate that. If you want to get to know Maci, it's what is it? Lovecoach.com. What is it? Love Advantage.
Loveadvantage.com.
TheLoveAdvantage.com.
Yes.
Okay. Maci is awesome. Check out the loveadvantage.com, especially if you need some love assistance in a big way. All right. Next up, Miss Emily Wishall. Let's see. Are you unmuted, Emily? Whoop. I'm not hearing you, woman. Oh, let me unmute you. I unmuted you. There you go.
Yeah.
You're good.
Okay. Now can you hear me?
Yes, we're good. I was getting dizzy with you spinning all around there.
I know, it's my phone. It's just, so I'm Emily Wishall. My business is Wishall Wellness Live in Alignment. I'm at a coffee shop by a street, hence a big truck just went by. And I am a mind-body coach. So I do a form of coaching that's all body-centered, and how do we connect and feel comfortable and safe in our bodies first, and then look at limiting beliefs, goals, all of that. And the book I chose is The Desire Map by Danielle LaPorte. It is unfortunately in my car, which is getting an oil change.
That's okay.
I packed it this morning. I was like, yes, I remembered. all good. So the reason I chose that book is it's one that I refer back to often myself after read it every quarter. So I have it by my bedside. I'll just periodically open it up and read a page. And it's a really useful reminder of what are your core desired feelings. And when we create goals or have things that we want in our lives, it's often based on external events. Like I want to make X amount of money, or I want this house or this body. And really, how is that going to make you feel? And so really keeping that the primary focus of your intention of the day is, how do I actually want to feel? So.
It kind of comes into rounds up with our whole to-be list.
I know. I thought I didn't even meet. I went, the call that I was like, oh, isn't this fun?
It is fun. So the Desire Map by, what's her name?
Danielle LaPorte.
Okay. She has some fun stuff like cards that she does, right? That you just pick a card.
She has there's a whole card deck that's affiliated like with the Desire Map.
Yeah.
And the way it is you pick a card and you get to keep it if it's somebody else's card deck. I have on my altar at home, it says, ecstasy is your birthright.
Ooh.
Which I love. Yeah.
You spend a lot of time in your bedroom with that one. Right, love coach?
It's a good thing to keep in mind, at the beginning of my day, right? Doing the to-do list. Yeah.
I picked a card. It was, you take your genius for granted. Okay. It's a good one. But she has like a whole process. The Desire Map has like a whole coaching program, right? Really interesting stuff.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, Emily. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. All right. I'm sharing the book that we were all talking about earlier, The Letting Go. Well, how about I pull back the book? Here we go. I'm not doing it right. I'm putting it way up to the video. That doesn't work. Here we go. Letting Go, The Pathway of Surrender by Dr. David R. Hawkins. And I'm just going to read the back of the book because it's very well, written here. It says, so this book describes a simple and effective means by which to let go of the obstacles to enlightenment. But more importantly, for most of us normal beings out there that don't need to seek enlightenment, I mean, that's a radical choice to seek enlightenment, I'll tell you that. It's just to become free of negativity. Like, sign me up for that, become free of negativity. So during the many decades of the author's clinical psychiatric practice, the primary aim was to seek the most effective ways to relieve human suffering in all of its many forms. And Dr. Hawkins was a prestigious, he owned a very prestigious and psychiatric practice in Manhattan. And he saw like 1,000 people a year, like tons of people with immense suffering. He dealt with tough cases like, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, enormous human suffering. So he's like, I gotta end this somehow. So the inner mechanism of surrender was found to be of a great practical benefit, and it's described in this book. So he calls it the mechanism of surrender. And when I first heard this, I'm like, I don't want to let go of anything. I want what I want. That's not really what he's saying here. It's not, becoming, what's the word? Isn't it? Who's someone who lets go of everything in like a radical way? I forget what the word is. If you guys think of it, let me know. It's not aesthetic. I don't know what it is. Anyway, it's not that, you guys. This is for everyday people. So Dr. Hawkins' previous books focused on advanced states of awareness and enlightenment, which is a radical pursuit. And I've been there, so I know it's radical. But over the years, thousands of his students who are not at that level, which most of us are not even close to that level, but thousands of his students have asked for a practical technique by which to remove the inner blocks to happiness, love, joy, success, health, and ultimately enlightenment, if that's your pursuit in life. And this book provides a mechanism for letting go of those blocks, like simple stuff, like it calibrates as true that all negative feelings that we have are basically suppressed and repressed emotions throughout our lives. That we haven't allowed them to come up. Instead, we project them onto somebody else because we're not willing to deal with them on our own. So you got to be willing to deal with your emotions during this process. And it can be challenging sometimes because you forget that it's just old stuff. So this mechanism of surrender that Hawkins describes in the book can be done in the midst of everyday life. It really can. I do it every day. Like something comes up, you know, I feel myself wanting to judge and blame and shame somebody. I'm like, okay, what's that? And I let it go. I'm like, okay. And you got to realize there's this air pressure in us, kind of in our energy field, that just needs to be released, like a balloon that's going to burst if you don't do it. So this helps you do it in an effective way. And if you have really strong emotions, there's a way to kind of peel it away a little at a time so you don't become overwhelmed, unless you may need to hire help to do that. So this book is equally useful for all dimensions of human life: physical health, creativity, financial success, emotional healing, vocational fulfillment, relationships, sexuality, and spiritual growth. And it's definitely an invaluable resource for all professionals who work in these areas of mental health, psychology, self-help, anything. You know, we all do self-help here, and this is super powerful and helpful. But I started letting go before I found the book. And when he talks about what you can expect to experience when you let go, I was experiencing. And that is like, people are like, I don't even know, are like loving on me and responding to me in really positive ways and fun ways, and like people hugging me and telling me they love me. I don't even know them. It's fun, and it's fun to be loving. And I found myself having a lot of fun being loving. So letting go, the pathway of surrender, and it's not as dire as it sounds. It's really meant for everyday life, by Dr. David R. Hawkins. All right. So, that is the end of our May 2018 book review. And I want to thank all of my High Vibe Tribers for joining me today. And for all you viewers out there, you can check out our website where you can see all of our monthly book review videos and get some great reads to lift you up in one way or another. And thank you all for joining us.